Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, Brett.
Good evening.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So, Jeff, did you get some rain up there today?
No, not yet. We had a little bit last night, but it might rain for the next couple days. I don't know.
We got hammered here today, and that's why I was a little late signing on, because I must have turned the power off, because I always come down, around noon and set up and get all my computers on. So all I have to do is hit the button when I come in. But the power was knocked out, and I had to reboot everything.
We had, yesterday afternoon, a bunch of our friends live in town here. Their power went out. We had power, so they came over here. We drank wine. They stayed cool.
Well, that's good. Well, it rained really hard here today, and it was just almost, I thought I was not going to have power here, but we had it, so it's a good thing. Anyway, we got an exciting guest for today, don't we?
Yeah, we do. It's always a good guest, and a lot of good things happening.
Yes, it is.
As I understand it, some Mind Lab Manticores went to Ohio and found all kinds of rings and stuff.
Oh, yes. The big rounds found some stuff. And Jeremy Mann's asking if I've been doing some picking. So I'm always picking. But that's my banjo, folks, if you don't know. I do have a banjo. Got quite a few of them. Got a little collection going. You never have enough banjos or metal detectors for sure.
That's true.
But I guess I better get started on our housekeeping, huh?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
As always, folks, today's show is brought to you by your friends here at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Mona. Man, I got that down fast.
Yeah.
And
it's only been 5 years.
It's only been 5 years. So I don't even look. I used to look at a sheet of paper to make sure I said everything, but now it's just like by memory. And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting in all forms, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And that's exactly what we do every week.
Yes, indeedy. And we want to give a shout out to Angie from Cheshire, United Kingdom, Great Britain.
UK, yeah. And Moose in New York says, saying, thank you for the book last week. I ordered volume 2, read volume 1.
Okay. Better get out and work, Moose Danny.
Well, Moose, if you ordered it, both of them from me, and I only sent you one, it's because I ran out of Fred's second book on the treasure.
I don't think that was it. I think it's Ken Cunliffe's book, Beneath Our Feet.
Oh, okay. Okay, that one. But if folks, if they do order the second book from Fred, The Real Deal, Treasure Coast, that one I am temporarily out of, but Fred's out of town metal detecting, but he did say he put some in the mail to me. So.
Yep, well, him and Terry will be here on the 9th.
Okay, awesome. So
because we won't be here on September Labor Day.
Oh,
we're taking the day off.
That's right. It is Labor Day for sure.
Yeah.
So
we're taking the day off. So
yes. So I did want to remind folks that on October the 5th, we will have a Mind Lab Days at the shop. And I'm sure we're going to have some of these products here. I'm pointing to my hat. We're going to have those on special too, since they work on all the Mind Lab products. So we'll have some Coil Tek specials that day. Can't advertise them because can't do that, but we can have specials in-house for sure. And Big Poppy Joe is on here, and I'm sure he'll be able to work you a deal for sure.
Yeah, and he's stocking up on Zazich. I'm
Yes.
decorating them as we speak. So if you buy a Manticore and a Coil Tek coil, you get a Zuz each.
Yes. And they'll put the custom artwork on it too,
That's right.
for
That's
sure.
right. That's right. So one thing for sure, they never go bad, and they'll ride in your pocket or your pouch for years, and you'll always have a snack when you're out hunting.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we got a lot of people on here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're stacking up. Well, that's good. Well, I guess we ought to bring our guest in, huh? So we're not chatting all night.
Well, yeah. We should indeed. I was just looking at stuff here to see what's shaking. So, we are very lucky to have this young gentleman back. It is now starting to go into summer there. Actually, it's early spring, I guess. And from what we understand, they had a pretty cold winter down there. So, the weather's starting to break. Now, here it's going to be 95 all this week. So, and I know it's going to be the same thing for Phil, but on the land down under, it has been a ripper. So let's bring on Trevor from Coil Tek.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Hey, I like that hat, Trevor.
Oh, no, check it out. Look at that. Hey?
that's a
Where'd you get yours
camo.
from, Bill? It looks real good.
It does look good, doesn't it? Yeah, that we
Very
got.
nice. Thank you for having me, and hello to everyone. Again, it's always great to see your beautiful faces and talk to the crew over that side of the world. So hello from down under.
From way
Yes,
down.
and we talked earlier about the guy that won the last time you were on that won the swag pack. He's given the rum cup. We call it a rum cup. He calls
Yeah.
it a tankard. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, as long as it's got rum in it. He's going to give it away. He's going to the Rodney Cook Memorial hunt in England. I'm not sure exactly when that is, but he says the first person he sees with a Coil Tek coil, he's going to give him a tankard.
Good on him, and tell him to say hello from Coil Tek from down under as well. We love that support globally, that's for sure. So that's good. I know there's a few rallies going on through September in the UK. There's Detective All, and there's obviously this other Rodney Cook one, and there's a couple of others, I believe, as well. So it seems like that time of year over there, all the fields have been cut, and so they're ready to rock and roll onto those ploughed fields.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's the time of the year when the fields have been plowed, harvested and plowed for the most part, and they can get in them and have their hunts. And
Yeah,
they got a lot of stuff going on over there, of course.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and they've got the areas for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they got the history as well. You know, that's the thing. Here in Australia, I'm lucky to find a ring pull that's, 35 years old compared to a, 2,000-year-old coin. It just doesn't sort of make the same allure. So,
No, well, we find plenty of ring pulls.
yeah, yeah.
You know, so
Looks like Phil's talking to someone else. Over here, Phil, look at my eyes. Here, mate.
I'm
Hello,
sorry.
Steve.
Jocelyn was asking me, can I put some stuff on the show? And I don't think I've got a camera on that computer.
Oh, that's
on
okay.
what?
So,
Oh yeah,
yes,
put the questions on,
we're
absolutely. Yeah, so we've got. It looks like we got questions rolling in. I wanted to say hey to my friend Rich Shavari, and tell him that he needs to come in and get a Manicore and one of these 18-inch coils.
Yeah.
When is that coil? Let's talk about that coil. This is the
Ooh.
18-inch
Knox.
Equinox coil. When
Yeah.
is the 18-inch Manicore coil?
Well, it's something we can talk about finally. I remember last time when we caught up. I think it was earlier this year.
Yeah, we couldn't talk about anything.
You guys were saying to me, "Come on, can we say something? Can we say something?" I'm like, "No, we've got to keep it quiet." But we're now officially allowed to talk about our 18-inch Myth Tech coil. It's now going to be released. We're planning mid-September, possibly late September. We're doing our very best to build as much stock as possible for the release. So at the moment we are, planning on, I think it's 18th of September is our preliminary release date, on sale date. It may not mean everyone around the globe has 30 coils in stock ready to rock and roll. We are, pushing ourselves to build as many as we can, but it will mean that, from that day to, as soon as any dealers get them, they can sell them straight away. So, this is the beast here. So it's a Tek coil, 18-inch Tek. So the myth going on for the Manticore mythical beasts. So which will make that connection there. And essentially it's in the same platform as the Nox coil. So it's the same plastics. The difference being our, what we call the tombstone wing design here, where the Manticore shaft fits around it like that, rather than in between the wings like a Equinox. So this fits over the top there. So we've had to change that design. So in our tooling, we've got a new insert that molds this bit. So we swap between the two inserts with our molding company. So these ones are relevant to the Manticore. We've got the MyNab approved and serial number there as per usual. It weighs about 960 to 970 grams. It's sort of roughly around there. It is obviously a bit heavier than the standard coil, which is probably the biggest comment everyone says is, oh my God, it's so heavy. Well, it is a big coil. You can't sort of reduce the weight too much without getting a lot of flex. The big thing we wanted to do is make sure these outer perimeters don't flex laterally or separately compared to the center, because that's when you get a lot of bump noise and lots of false signals. So the struts are there to make sure that it's nice and rigid between the center and the outer perimeter. And, there is epoxy and everything, so it's fully waterproof as well. So, yes, it's a bit heavier. A lot of people feel you would have a multitude of harnesses that you can sell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I always include the Detector Pro harness with it. It's just a real simple, lightweight, goes over your shoulder and it's like a bungee, keeps that weight off of your arm. Now,
you have one there?
I knew you were going to ask. That's what I was trying to locate. Joe moves everything on me, but
it's called cleaning.
I'll have to show that later. Maybe when we're doing the drawing, I'll jump up and get that. But,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So, for the Manticore, what are the people going to use that coil for? For finding caches and just going deeper?
Absolutely, yeah. So this one is already, even the reports from MyLab said there was noticeable depth advantage over the 15-inch, their large coil for the Manticore. So we're confident that this will hit those larger targets deeper than any other coil on the Manticore for sure. Still has good sensitivity. So, the small pennies or the small coins that you guys find, we find threepences and things like that here. They'll still be seen. It's got relatively good sensitivity for its size, so I wouldn't expect it to be blind to anything, especially not in the top sort of 10 inches or so. Obviously, as your smaller targets get further away from the coil, you're going to lose that target if it's small. But, within a certain range, you still will find that will have good, clear target response on the smaller stuff too. But, yeah, definitely, Phil, it's for coverage. It's for depth. It's for areas that you've been before with an 11-inch or the standard or maybe even a bigger one, and you've hit some good targets down pretty deep, and you have a thought that maybe there's some deeper targets there, then this would be the thing that would look for those larger targets down deeper that the other coils may have missed. So
yeah, I was thinking maybe like somebody buried a jar of coins or something. That coil should, I would think, hit it for a couple feet, 2-3 feet deep with that. If it's a large mask, have you done any tests with that type of target?
Yeah, definitely. It's all about that surface area response. The bigger your target, the more surface area you're going to get, and the more response you're going to get down deeper. So those larger caches with, you know, hoarder coins or, you know, sword hilts or something, you know, maybe sort of small dinner plate size treasure, you know, if that's sitting nice and flat, you'd quite easily get you know, 2 to 3 feet out of that coil, even deeper. Where we've yet to get a bunch of coils out into sort of the Middle East and through that sort of area where there's a lot of deep treasure. A lot of people hunt for real deep treasure over there. Same with the Philippines as well. There's a lot of old buried war treasure and that people are looking for down deep.
Right.
So time will sort of start to show its worth as more and more people start to use them and it gets into some of these regions. But, you know, as far as those deep caches, yeah, definitely it's certainly showing better depth than the 15-inch.
Okay. And
This will be your best friend when you get an 18-inch Coil Tek coil for your Manicore.
Probably need a longer
So-
handle there.
Well, he's got them with longer handles, but you're going to be tired from swinging that coil. You'll be dropping to your knees and dig a big hole.
yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. So
You know?
Ricky T is asking, will it still hit the, I guess a single coin? It'll still hit a single coin at a foot deep, don't you think? Like a
Oh
quarter?
yeah. It will for sure. There's a couple of YouTube clips. I haven't joined the chat, but you know, maybe people can look up Coin Tector, COINTECTOR. Coin Tector. There's two gentlemen here in Victoria in Australia that have got one of these myth techs. There's 3 people around the world that are using them at the moment and starting to put stuff out onto YouTube and the socials. He has done a bunch of videos already on this coil and, you know, finding single coins, some buckles, some medallions, things like that. Some quite good depths too. He shows off some of the depths. A very cool Aussie fella, bit of a character. So, you know, really good fun to watch. Same with Guy, the Gold Rush guy. He's put a few videos up about this as well, who's been one of our testers for this coil. And over the next week or so, we've got more coils that are going to go out as demos to some of our ambassadors that we collaborate with, and they will start to put up some of their videos and get some more trials out there as well. So, yeah, it should hit coins, no problems. You know, again, it's all, you're going to find where that coin will start to disappear because it's same with every coil. It's going to have its depth capabilities. But I wouldn't expect it to miss many coils in that top foot.
Okay. And it looks like we got Blessed Adventures is asking, how does it rate in salt water?
So salt water, it's designed to be shielded, no problem. So it shouldn't have any trouble like a 15-inch Manticore or 11-inch. It's just when you start going into the water with these larger coils, you do get a bit of drag. So, you know, if you're going to start water hunting with this shallow or in the depths, just slow down the force on the coil because obviously the coil is going to take a bit of time to work through that water with the excess drag because there's just so much more of a coil there. So just be slow and just feel the coil move nicely in the water if you are in the water, but it shouldn't have any problems with salt water. We have done some early testing with that. You know, again, it's all MineLab approved, so they've gone through their tests as well. And I know they went to the beach and did saltwater testing on it, and it all passed, no problems.
Yeah, I know where that coil would do extremely well would be like the Treasure Coast on like a negative tide, some real low tides when the water is way out. So you don't have to deal with that extra resistance of the water for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be better suited to sort of the dry and wet sound on those low tides like that. You know, for me, I wouldn't take it in the water personally and use it in the water because it's just such a bigger coil. It's going to have a lot of drag and it'll feel a little bit, you know, cumbersome, I think, in the water. To be honest, I don't do a lot of water hunting here in South Australia because I might get eaten by a shark. So I tend to sort of just stay to the dry land and all of that. So,
oh yeah, you guys have the big sharks down there.
Yeah, we got the big great whites here. I think in the last few months, there's been a few posts on some of the local fishing groups that I follow because I love doing some fishing. And, you see the odd one come up to a boat and just have a nibble on the back just in case it's a dead whale or something, and everyone's freaking out. And it's about the size of a, 18, 15-foot boat or whatever it is. Yeah. So they're big boys and girls, that's for sure.
Yes. Now you also have the saltwater crocodiles too, don't you?
Yes, that's more up north in the tropics. We don't get them down here.
Okay.
But yeah, up north, sort of through Darwin, Cairns, North Queensland, and all through that upper, closer to the equator region up there. That's where all the saltwater crocs are. So no swimming, even in the ocean up there. They travel between the rivers and the ocean, and they go out from fresh water to salt water. And you could be swimming in the ocean up there and have a nice friend to visit you. So a bit
That's
scary.
Yeah, that is a bit scary for sure.
Yeah.
So how we doing up there, Jeff?
We're doing fine.
Okay.
We're doing good.
Did you want to do one of the drawings?
No, we'll wait a little bit.
Okay. All right. No problem. So, how many coils have you got out there? You said you just had some testers have them right now.
Yeah, we've got half a dozen coils out there that have been out there for several months, just on the ground, working away, helping us to tweak any potential issues that may crop up. But overall, we've hit it pretty good so far. We're feeling pretty confident about them. They're in production at the moment, so we'll have a bunch more going out this week, probably another 10 or 15 just to some ambassadors and a few areas around to sort of, put it up on YouTube. So if there are people out there that are very prevalent on YouTube, we're always looking to partner with new ambassadors and things like that, where, they have a good following, they put up regular videos, they have a good ethics about them, and they really sort of want to help the community and help the industry as well, to sort of promote some good stuff about their detecting, and want to partner with Coil Tek too. They can always hit us up through the website. We've got a contact us page there where they can give us some information about them, and then our marketing team will talk with them about what it all involves. And we're always looking for a few more, especially for the right partners.
So when will the U.S. distributor see a bunch of them?
Yeah, at this stage should be mid-September.
Mid-September. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the planned release on sale date was the 18th of September. That's our initial date. It's all going to depend on, obviously how many we can get ready for that time. And then as soon as the release date's there anyway, it'll just be regular batches going out of here anyway. So
yeah, because we have Debbie from Mind Lab is going to be here to shop Saturday, October 5th. And it'd be nice if we had some then, because then people could see it. We'll probably have a big group of people here, I would think.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be good, Phil. Have you got some on order with the distributor?
Yeah. Yes, I got it with Robert. And of course, we have your other products in here now for the folks who want those coils for the Equinox series, and for the latest, the
Xterra.
Yeah, the Xterra. Yeah. This is the Xterra Elite, which, at that price point, that's a nice detector, and has the multi-frequency. Had you seen those? The Elite?
Me?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Oh. Yeah, I don't have an Elite like at the moment. I've got my
the green one, the Xterra. Yeah.
The Pro. Yeah.
Yeah, Xterra Pro.
And that one's got an 18-inch on it that I use out on the beaches and stuff. So that.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and that detector actually does pretty good on saltwater. I have a lot of people who say, "Oh, it works great on salt." I was surprised because they say it's single frequency, but the Elite is multi-frequency. So people who don't want to, spend all that money, just want to get started in the hobby, that's a good choice for here in Florida, for anywhere where there's saltwater for sure.
especially with the little 10 by 5 knocks. We sell a ton of those, which are really well suited to the Equinox platform and Xterra platform.
Yeah.
So that'd be an excellent sort of water hunter as well. Really good separation. That's it, little 10 by 5.
Yeah, that's my favorite Equinox coil because I like to do a lot of coin shooting and relic hunting and stuff like that. And I would use a bigger one on the beach, but that I like for that because it just covers just the right amount of ground and goes deep, and it's just a really nice coil. Because the 6-inch Mine Lab, that's a good coil also, but it's just
Yep.
you feel like you're having to move your arm too much to cover the ground for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Being that little bit smaller footprint, it's makes it a little bit more of a fast swinger. Where you're 10 by 5, you can get into a nice groove. So
Yeah, and be nice and smooth, and it just is a nice setup. And those coils all go on the Elite then. So
yeah, that's right. So the platform of this new Xterra. So there was these old Xterras which we've had a few queries about in the last few months, where they were the Xterra 305, 505, 705. So they were the very early Xterras, but they don't suit the new coils. But the new Xterra Pro and Elite are plug and play with the coils because it's essentially like an Equinox platform inside the detector. So it's all suitable. So anyone that's got Equinoxes and maybe getting an Xterra for, a second detector for a family member or something like that, and looking at the Xterra, you can swap between all the coils. So
yeah, I was just reading the live stream and Dirty Paul's detecting. They say I love my 10 by 5. That's
we love Dirty Paws. He's good, isn't he? Good on
that's
him.
a very a good coil for the Equinox series detectors for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Good.
Um,
We
what's
got
the
some.
days of Mine Lab days again, Phil?
October the 5th. It should be a Saturday. I don't have my calendar and I can't jump
It
up.
is.
Look at, yeah, October the 5th. And
There's
then,
like an open day for your shop with Debbie coming through, is
yeah,
it? And
Debbie's going to be here and we'll be set up, and we'll have some specials on Mind Lab products for sure. And I know we're going to do some specials on Coil Tek products too. Just can't advertise it.
That's right. That's
Right.
right. Everyone's really strict over there with the map pricing and everything
Yeah,
like
so
that.
they come in the store, we can have, there'll be some Coil Tek specials for sure.
Go and see Phil.
It'll
He'll
be a ripper.
be a
Am
ripper,
I,
mate.
yeah, they're asking, am I taking pre-orders on the Manticore 18-inch coil? I can do that. Just call me. I'll take your name and number. And I don't like taking people's money until I have the product in my hand. I just don't like doing that. I know a lot of dealers do that, but I'll take your name and number, and when I get it in, I'll just go down the list. If you want it, you could pay for it, and we ship it to you, or you can come in and pick it up. I just
Perfect.
I just hate doing that because, like, of some of the different detector manufacturers, you're not like this. Coiltek isn't like this, but some of the manufacturers might put a release date, and then I see the product 3 months later, and I got people mad at me. So I don't want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We don't
It's
want that at all.
happens from time to time. And as far as manufacturing goes, you sort of at the little bit of a risk by even putting a release date on certain things, because things in manufacturing happens. That's for sure. We've got machines that are crucial out there in the way that we manufacture these coils, and if they have a bit of a breakdown and we can't get a part in for a week or two, it just adds a lot of stress here. So that those things happen, but we'll like I said, at this stage, it's 18th of September is the official release date for this 18-inch MythTech.
Okay.
May drop back a week or two only, but it definitely won't be later than the end of September, because we're just basically going to say, here it is, it's on sale. We're doing our best to get everyone as much as we can, and from there, it'll just start to flow through. So.
And I saw the comment go real quick from Dirty Paws. Said he may need another Coil Tek coil, another 10x5, I guess, for his other detector. Well, we've got that here. So anytime you want to pick that up, you can get that. And then, did you guys have a price for that, a US price for that coil yet?
Yes. Let me. I wasn't prepared for that question. Apologies.
No,
Let me
no
just
worries.
bring that up.
That's all right. We'll get ready to do a giveaway.
Yeah.
I'll put the thing up while you get your thing ready to go, Trevor. And what we're giving away tonight, we're going to give away 2 swag packs from Coil Tek, and they have rum cups or tankards, and one of those great Coil Tek hats. So get ready. I'm going to put it up, and guess what? It's a rip-off. So have a drink, digging Canuck.
Yeah. So,
That's what you put in the chat. It's a ripper. This is giveaway number 1.
So I got the price here. If you want me to
go. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Let's hear
Go
it.
ahead.
So our indicative pricing for the MythTech is the MSRP is 405 and the map is 378.
378. That's a deal for that size coil. On the Equinox, I think the Equinox one is 321.
Yeah, we have had a price increase,
Oh,
Phil. So you might need to make sure that you've got the latest price. At July 1, we had a price increase through everything because the government keeps trying to screw me over with extra costs. So, I did a full audit on everything, and there was definitely several coils that caused a bit of concern with the pricing that we'd been holding for 12 months. And obviously, as a business, we can't do that. So the new map for the 18-inch Knox coil is 353.
353. So, folks, you heard me say it on here. So, if you want to get it, I think I have 3 of them in stock, so you can grab it at the old price.
At the old price, go and see him and
get it quick, because once they're gone, they'll be 353. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said the Manticore one was
378.
378.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No problem.
And you get a whole lot of coil for those prices. You get plenty of value. You get ability to search nice and deep, and who knows the treasures you're going to find. It can be priceless.
Absolutely. And yes, Cane Digger's asking, will the specials on the October 5th Mine Lab Day be available for online purchases? You know, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to call us. We'll have them. Joe will be here. Jocelyn will be answering the phones. And we'll do you the special, but we can't put that on our website. We'll have some in-house specials that you can participate in that for sure.
Yeah, give them a call on the day. That's the way to do it.
That's the way, because we can do that. Because it's going to be a fun day. We'll miss you if you can't make it here to Tampa, but you can still participate in the special.
Wish I was there, Phil. That'd be great.
Yeah, hopefully our weather will be a little cooler. It's like 90-some degrees here. So,
yeah.
I'm hoping if it was like 75 or to 85 and low humidity, I'd be real happy.
So you guys get a lot of humidity there, eh?
100%.
I think Trevor needs to make a
U.S. trip,
a U.S. tour.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'll hire a Sandman van or something like that and just cruise around, and do a bit of a Coil Tek tour around the States. That sounds like a really cool idea.
Yeah. Well, let's give away a swag pack, shall we, Phil?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, let's get that up there.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to grab that harness.
Okay. And around and around and around we go. Who's going to win a swag pack? We don't know. Oh, my God. It's grammar time.
It's hammer time.
Moonlight Graham has won the swag pack. Okay.
That's a pretty impressive. That's a pretty impressive draw thing you've got there. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Phil loves it. You know, that's how Phil gets his jollies every week. I tell
Yeah.
you, and it's
Well
it's
done,
good.
Hammer.
I like that. So grammar time, Moonlight. You know the drill. This is what you do: name, address, and phone number. TreasureTalkShow@gmail.com, and I'll get it to Trevor, and he'll get your swag pack to you.
Coming to you.
And you have to put rum in the cup. That's all there is to it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Take a photo and put it on your stream and say, there we go, with the Coil Tek and a bit of rum in there.
That's right.
A bit of red cordial.
So
That's
grammar time got it, huh? Nice.
Yeah, Moonlight Grant is the winner.
All right. And I went and got the Detector Pro harness. And this is like a bungee setup that you hook onto your detector. This goes over your shoulder and your back. And it
Looks
just
nice and padded.
yeah, it's padded and it just gets the weight off of your arm so you could swing that thing for hours because you could like almost like move it with two fingers. So
Yeah,
it,
And the good thing about it too, Phil, for here, in Florida and through the South, and even now up through the Midwest and everything, this summer has been a killer. And that swing is not one that's real hot.
yes. Yeah, it's not like
Some of the others are
yeah,
really
like
hot
the
to
big
wear.
harness, the Mind Lab one they
Yeah.
use for gold prospecting detectors, with the big
Yeah.
coils too. So this is a nice lightweight one that's not hot. You're absolutely
be even
right.
good for the sort of medium-sized coils too, just to sort of stop the fatigue for the day, for people that have a bit of sore shoulders or, we're all age, not gracefully, but, you just want to maximize your time and your effort out there so you feel nice and comfortable, and that'll help you, stay concentrated and focused on those little subtle signals.
Yes.
Well, another thing that does, and I've used one, is sometimes if you tend to get real speedy with your swing, that is going to help keep your swing low and even.
Yeah.
You
It keeps
know,
it under
it's going to help
control.
you keep it, a lot more under control.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing for it.
And, we often say, we do get a lot of people saying about the weight, and, definitely weight is something that we're all concerned of and trying to make the lightest coil as possible. But there's that compromise between making it lightweight and too lightweight where it's going to have detriment to the performance of the coil. So, there's certain limitations that we can only do. But, if you're going to use a bit bigger coil and you may not be using a harness, but you feel comfortable using it, use it for a few hours at the start of the day when you're feeling a bit fresher and a bit stronger, and then, as you move on through the day, lunchtime, swap back to a smaller coil and go over the same ground or different ground. And that way you can sort of, manage your time better as well with the coils. The 18-inch may not be an all-day coil for everyone, but certainly using it at the right time for a few hours is makes you just, cover the ground and not wonder what may be down there a bit deeper that the other coils are missing. So
absolutely. Now, Trevor, in Australia, are people using the Manticore for doing any prospecting?
yeah, I've heard of a bunch of people using it out in the gold fields, around some of the old timer campsites where there's a lot of junk around. I've heard of a few nice pieces that are being found in those sort of areas with the smaller coil in gold mode. So it certainly can be used in the gold prospecting area. I probably wouldn't use something like an 18-inch coil because, there'd be a lot of junk out there, and mineralization can really affect the coils and on these detectors as well if it's heavily mineralized. But yeah, we're hearing a few people. To be honest with you, I haven't used the Manticore a lot. I've done a bit of testing with the coil and played around with it. But my time's mainly spent on, trying to, I'm pushing too many pencils, put it that way. I should be out there more and doing some more detecting. But yeah, just running the company at the moment, making sure that we can get these coils built and all the raw material flow and and release information, and working with my wife Natalie, who is a great partner and great support for what we do here. She works on the marketing, the HR, and the finance, and CEO here, and I work on the sales and business development, technical and operations. So we sort of split the roles like that. So, you know, yeah, it's quite busy. We've got 10 employees, including plus myself and Natalie, who are on the books. So, but yeah, so we're doing our best, that's for sure. But I just don't get a lot of time to get out there and do much hunting. Maybe 2 to 3 times a year, I'll do a serious weekend or something like that, but that's about it.
So what is your most popular coils that you've been making? Is it for the gold prospecting detectors, or is it Equinox, or?
So probably the highest sellers at the moment have been the 10x5 Knox. We're sort of, you know, been selling that for a few years now, and it's definitely had a bit of traction, and people do love the coil. So it's a really good size. Close behind that would be our new Gold Hawk range, which is for the GPX 6000 for gold hunting. We're selling a lot of them through the Australian goldfields, Victoria and WA, Queensland. People are loving the performance of that. It's super sensitive, very quiet in operation, very robust. You know, so people are finding small stuff right up to the large stuff as well. Don't know if you saw the gentleman online that found the big 20-ounce nugget with the GPX 6000 in Victoria last month. Did you guys see that, or anyone see that?
Well, we saw something about that. Yeah, some big, huge old thing.
Yeah, it's a big nugget. You know, it's probably 2 baseballs sort of size, somewhere around there. You know, it was a decent nugget, about, I think it was 30 ounces all up, or about 22 or 23 ounces of gold. It had the host rock with it still. But yeah, that was 3 foot down, and he found it with the 11-inch coil on his Minelab GPX 6000. So it was very close to an old timer's dig hole. So the old timer would have gone down with his dig hole, and the nugget was just sitting beside it, and he missed it. So yeah, pretty cool find. If you search that on YouTube, there's been and that's all. He dug it live on the recording too, so he's got a full video.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'll have to watch that one. So
check it out.
What was it hard digging? Because some of those videos that the guys post, it takes them forever to get to the target because the ground's so hard. Is it like that?
Yeah, that's right. This one was I mean, it did take him probably about half an hour to get down to it. But, you know, it being winter here, the ground's a little bit easier digging at the moment. It's not super rock hard. But yeah, really cool video. If you watch it, it's about a 30-40 minute video, and you'll see his reaction when he picks it out, and just all of that. It's just amazing to see. So,
well, I would have bet that would be a good reaction.
Yeah. How many ounces did you say it was?
It was about 20 something ounces, 23 ounces of gold in it, but it was a 30-ounce lump, and they reckon he'll get about 100,000 Australian dollars for it. So, you know, it's not a bad payday, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a real nice payday.
Especially you can buy a few coils.
Yeah. Well, the story, I had a chat with him before he released the information, because he is actually one of our Coil Tek ambassadors. Unfortunately, he wasn't using a Coil Tek coil at the time, but he was using the Minelab coil, and it was pretty new to the GPX 6000. But yeah, he said that in the morning when he was going out with his father-in-law, he said he wanted to buy a new Mitsubishi Prado, like a new four-wheel drive, because he doesn't have a four-wheel drive at the moment, and he wants to do more gold prospecting. And he said, I'm going to find a nugget that's going to buy me a full drive. And lo and behold, he said it just freaked him out that he found one. So
that's awesome.
Driving around in a new car soon. So
yeah,
gold talks, money. You know, gold is money, isn't it? You know, it is.
It's crazy that the value of it today. It was like $2,500 an ounce. You know,
unreal.
Roughly. Yeah.
When I first got into the industry in '96, it was about 300 Australian dollars an ounce. and now it's 3,500 or a bit more than that Australian. So,
Yeah.
In the 25 odd years that I've been working, well, geez, nearly 30, geez, I'm old. It's certainly gone crazy. So if you can hang on to some gold, definitely hang on to it. But remember, it's like just a rock until you cash it in.
Right.
If you need it for living or for a purpose or something like that, things are just a thing until you actually cash it in. Yes, you might think there's value to it, but until you get that cold hard cash in your hand, it's just a coin, it's just a rock. It's got value to it to yourself, but if you need the dosh, cash it in. I've done that myself over the years when times have been tough. You get a bit sentimental with it, but really just cash it in and it helps you get through.
You need it. Now, this is, before we get to Ricky T's question, Bill Crow wrote this one. Does the government get the gold or does the finder get it all?
The finder gets it all. Yep.
And
so if it's in Victoria, you have a miner's right, and that miner's right allows you to keep whatever you find up to a certain kiloage or pounds, so many pounds or whatever it is, I believe. But you're not allowed to detect via mechanical means. It has to be pick and axe, and detectors are fine, but you can't have like machinery unless you have a full lease or a miner's lease in that sense.
Yeah. Now, what about, he probably has to pay income taxes on that, right?
Well, no. So if he's doing it for a hobby, I'm not really sure. This is where I'm a bit grey, but I believe if you're doing it for a hobby, you can, void tax on it. But there's a certain point where the tax man will come in. If you're looking a bit more professional and doing it for an income, then tax man will come and want to take 30% of everything, what they like. So.
Yeah, I wish it was that way here. I think the tax man would take it from us no matter what.
Yeah.
And this was the other question from Rick T. It says, how's your relationship with MindLab? Do they welcome your coil designs, or do they feel like you're profiting off their machines?
That's a good, interesting question. I guess the first bit, our relationship with MindLab is very strong. We have a good relationship with a lot of their engineers and hierarchy, as well as through to their sales team. So we do know most of the team, especially in Australia, and our relationship's pretty strong with them. They understand what we do and how we complement their machines. We don't look to compete against their products, so we purposefully make a different size and shape to what they currently run. So it provides another option for the detectorist. So we have a really good relationship. Sometimes it can be hard working with larger companies because there's so many, big wheels can turn slowly sometimes, and us being a small, agile, little nimble company, we get things done, can get things to market a little bit quicker. But, we're certainly, really proud and appreciate the relationship that we've got with them. They know that we've got a profit from what we do, because that's part of running a company. You got to make sure you got profit in the coils and everything like that. We do have a license. We set up licenses and license fees to co-brand things, because all of the detector coils nowadays have proprietary security chips inside the coils. So we have to, honor that and pay for a license with MindLab and make sure that, we can keep building these things. So there is a portion that we got to collaborate with. A part of the agreement is that we have that, license fee within the coil. So there is that aspect as well, but that allows us to build other coils for their machines. They normally would build 2, 3, maybe 4 coils at the most for their machines, and then that's it, because they're looking at the next detector, not the next coil. We're coil solely. We just look at how we make the coils and how we can refine them to make sure that the coils are performing at their best. So,
I'm looking at one of the comments. Tom Becker said MindLab sends you the chips for the coils. Is that correct?
Yeah, essentially that's right. We we actually put a purchase order in for the chips and parts that we need from Minelab that are things that make the coils work. So there are a couple of elements that we get through Minelab, and then the rest is all us. We've got to pay for all of that and get it all put together and do all the technical side. So we essentially set the coil up as far as the technical and the know-how in all of that. Then Minelab give us a little bit of advice here and there if we need it. Otherwise, we build it all and then send them coils to approve, and they put it through all their testers and calibration machines to make sure that they're going to be happy. Because if their name's going on it, they want to make sure that the quality's there as well. So
absolutely. And I think with the chips, doesn't that prevent people from counterfeiting the product? Isn't that what that's for, really?
Yeah, correct. There's the chip has certain programming for depth tables and ID and target IDs and things like that. So there is part of the performance there, but also part of a security device that basically says I can plug in and play. So if that chip's not working or it's counterfeit or people try and reuse it, it will end up coming up with a coil error and it just won't work on the machine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because a lot of the manufacturers have problems with people counterfeiting. At least years ago they did. And I think that kind of takes care of that, I would think.
Yeah, correct. That's it. All stemmed from that massive gold rush. You probably remember, Phil, back in 2010 to 2013, 14, somewhere around there, where the African gold market just went crazy with detectors, and people were buying up every coil, every detector from everywhere around the world to go into that market. And then the counterfeiters came in because they saw that there was such a high demand and it was hard to meet demand for Minelab and especially us. So we even had all of our coils counterfeited. There were thousands of Coil Tek coils being sold in Africa, but they weren't made here. So we had a lot of trouble through that as well. And then all of a sudden the market just died. And from that point, that's when Minelab went, right, we've got to secure this. We can't have these counterfeiters. Yeah, and they did a lot of work to try and stop the counterfeiters through some of the Asian regions, which is where a lot of it was coming from, if you know what I mean. So essentially, they did a lot of work to try and, shut down those counterfeit stores. They'd chase them and then they'd move and then they'd chase them and they'd move. But yeah, they in the end, it just became too hard for them. So counterfeiters are pretty much gone now. I don't hear much about counterfeit. No. There may be still the odd one here and there, but it's nowhere near as prevalent.
Right. And if you buy from a authorized dealer, then you don't have to deal with that to start.
Correct.
So that's why the dealer network is so important. Jeff, am I holding you up, buddy?
No, I'm just letting them enter. This is the second giveaway, so don't think if you entered the first one that you're entered, because you're not. If you look at this one's different. So make sure if you want to get in on the drawing, which we're going to do here in a couple minutes, get it entered.
Ripper 2.
Yes, for sure. Number 2. So, Trevor,
yes,
tell us what you're working on now. Let us give us the scoop. Anything new coming down the pipe?
Ooh, maybe. Maybe. We're always working on something new. To give you a short thing, we're thinking, no, it's not Ripper 3. Someone got the Ripper 3. It's not Ripper 3, it's Ripper 2.
Ripper 2.
Yes, look, we're always working on something new. The detector Minelab is certainly working on other things, I'm sure. We'll do what we can to continue to partner with them. We may have some other things coming in the future as well. So at this point, our main focus is just working on this new MythTech coil and getting the production right. There's always a few production teething issues as it starts to flow through. The first 100, 200, 300 come through. We really refine our process to make sure that we get the flow through nice. And in June, we were really proud of what we did. We're now fully ISO accredited, ISO 9001 quality management system. So we spent about 12 months working on all of our systems and procedures and getting our quality systems correct. And we had our final audit in June and we passed. So we're now fully qualified as a ISO company. It means that the journey is just beginning for us. We got to make sure that we continually look at all of our processes and identify areas of improvement. So I can tell you it takes a lot of work from myself and my engineer and our team here to continually look at everything. It does spend a lot of time on admin. You know, there's a lot of extra work that we've got to do to fill out forms and charts and track a log everything. But what it means is that our coils and parts and components here are going to just make sure that they, you know, customer satisfaction is there for, you know, high quality. So, and the other reason why we did it is because we do work on electronic windings as well. We do inductors, transformers, solenoids, transmitters, electronic assemblies, cable assemblies here as well for other companies, not just metal detectors, but for, you know, we work with companies like Leica Geosystems, Thermo Fisher Scientific, where we make parts for them as contract manufacturing. So that'll also help us, you know, give them trust that that we've got the systems in place to be able to work with them. And a big thing we're trying to move into is working with some defence or some way with defence companies. There's a lot of things going on with that here in Australia at the moment, and they need little wire wound components. They need cable assemblies. They need all these contract manufacturers around to help with that. So we're looking to move a bit into that space as well.
Cool.
Okay, let's do a giveaway.
Let's do it. We're getting tight on time.
Here we go. Bob, Jack, oh my, Sam, Kane, Derek,
It's
Denise.
too fast for me.
I reckon.
Mark Trailer.
Trailer.
Congratulations.
Yes, indeed.
Congrats for sure.
Congrats, Mark. So let me pop this up real quick. Name, address, phone number to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. Mark Trailer, you have won a Ripa 2 swag pack from Coil Tek.
That's awesome.
One of the best swag packs you can get.
Yes, for
That's
sure.
the best swag
It
pack
is.
you can get.
It's very nice for sure. The hat's nice too.
Hats are good,
Say that.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get these hats back. At the moment, some of our hats have come from a different manufacturer, and they're not as nice as these. But I'm pushing the team here to go, right, let's go back and get some more of these ones, because I think they're definitely one of the best hats that we've had as far as the peak and the way it sits and everything.
Oh yeah, it's
And
perfect.
as soon as you put it
Camo.
on, you disappear. Look,
Yeah, it looks nice.
and now I'm here. See, camo.
That's right, it does. And the only swag pack that can even rival even in the same realm is the Myers swag pack.
Yes.
And that includes a saws each. So
Yeah, it's
And-
nice too.
the
So
biggest thing, Trevor, you need to get some of these, son.
yeah, that's the little towel to put on your when you're out in all that dirt out in Australia. You can wipe your hands off. You got something.
Oh,
It's like a
is it
golf
like a
towel.
chamois cloth towel or something?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's a golf towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes in handy. But
I'll
it,
just put that on my golf club set.
yes, that's what it is. But it looks like our hour is gone, Trevor.
No,
That fast.
that goes too quick.
It does. It goes really fast. I wanted to thank you for coming on here for sure.
Thank you.
Talking about Coil Tek products. They're my favorite coil to sell for sure.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
And
Really appreciate it.
everybody loves them. And that's Joe Vizzi. You definitely won't get a fashion citation wearing that nice hat.
Thanks, Joe.
Joe
You're
works,
our new favorite person.
he works with me on Saturday, and he's just a card. He is.
And Jim said that's a loincloth. That's fantastic. I love that one.
Only for him.
It doubles as a
If you-
bib too.
You see, but then, he has nothing to hide. So
Oh.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for
Well,
having
anyway.
me. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you to everyone. Really, hope that everyone has a great time with Coil Tek. Hit us up through the websites, the socials. Maybe talk with Phil about anything. If you've got any questions, we're always here. And as usual, Jeff and Phil, thank you. It's always great to chat with each and
Well, I want to thank you, Trevor, and thank you to our many members who are on here with us. And I'm in the shop tomorrow. If they need Coil Tek coil, just call me. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jocelyn. And I'll leave it to you, Jeff.
All righty, we had a couple of really good winners tonight. Some fantastic swag packs, Trevor. It's always a thrill for us to spend
Awesome.
any time with you. We thank you once again, and we'll be getting up with you because you said you had something new to talk about. So we're looking probably around March, somewhere around there. You might be able to, give us a little preview at that time.
maybe Jeff, maybe he might
Maybe.
shock you to the core. You never know.
Never
You
know.
can't ever tell. So join us next week. We will not be here. That is Labor Day here in the US of A. We're taking the night off. We will be back on September 9th with Terry Shannon and Fred Becky, and they are up north, and they are having a very, very excellent adventure, and we're going to find out all about that. And
Awesome.
then the very next week, we got Ohio Buckeye Gold, and we're going to talk gold prospecting, folks. So make sure that you've got it tuned in, subscribe to Treasure Talk on YouTube, ask for all notifications so you never miss a show.
Never miss a show.
Thank you all for watching. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Trevor. Thanks, Jocelyn. Happy hunting, everybody. Dig deeper, and thank you for watching tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody.